Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this. Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
You were supposed to bring death to the flagships, not join them.
Google has found a new way to piss me off.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
Every time I say it, it's going to suck even more.
Everyone's idiots.
I am Nadella. I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing.
Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I am your host, Wes, and I'm here with Landen.
Hello.
And Caleb.
Han did shoot first. I will die on that hill.
Facts.
It's important to his character that he shot first.
Han Solo shot first. Listener, just so you know, we have already been talking for an hour and 30 minutes prior to this, and I bet you can guess what we've been talking about.
So get signed up to the Patreon, and maybe there'll be some bonus episodes.
There's some bonus episodes for people to sign up, and the people that have already signed up. We appreciate you. Appreciate it. Anyway, let's go ahead and move forward here. We're a tech podcast, and we're going to talk about some tech this week. We're going to look at this here. Looks like first up, we got some Google news. YouTube Premium is getting more expensive. Boo!
Yeah, sorry, Wes.
I use it. Boo!
As the resident YouTube Premium subscriber, you're going to be paying more here pretty soon, if you're not already. So,
how much is it going up? I got to know this now.
It's not going up significantly, but it is still going up. It's going to be like the individual cost is going to go up from $13.99 to $15.99. So only $2, but still it's $2. It's more. And the family plan, sorry, Wes, this is the one that you have, is going to be going up from $22.99 to $26.99 a month. So $4 price increase on that. And that's unfortunate.
Why?
Well, Wes,
why?
Let's talk about capitalism. No.
Because they want their money, Wes. That's why.
It's just...
That is the reason.
Okay, I understand the music. Okay, YouTube Premium does come with the music, YouTube Music, which I understand the music industry is just expensive upon itself. I get that.
Here's the thing. My Apple Music subscription hasn't changed in over a decade. So
listen, I'm trying to look positive in this situation because, look, I don't want to... How much do you pay? Okay, how much do you pay?
So Apple Music is included with my Apple One subscription. So a little bit hard to separate it out, but I'm pretty sure that the family plan by itself is $15 a month, and it has been $15 a month since Apple Music started with a family plan back in 2016, 17,
something like that. Gosh dang it! What? Yeah. Lame.
And also, I mean, even the YouTube Premium Lite plan, which is a horrible name, that's also going up $1 a month to $8.99 a month. Was $7.99 a month. That one is, I mean, it's not the worst at $8.99, but it's, I mean, that gets rid of ads on YouTube, but it doesn't include YouTube. I don't think that one includes YouTube Music.
No.
And it
doesn't get rid of the ads on music videos either.
Right.
So like nothing music related. There's still ads on that.
Yeah.
That's just normal YouTube. But everything else, no ads.
Yeah. So, sorry, Wes. That's unfortunate news that I have.
You were meant to defeat them, not join them, okay? Listen. We're going to have some Star Wars references here.
Google bought them so long ago. They've been a part of the Empire for a long time. It's not.
Well, that's... but this was like... It was like a sweet hidden gem, this YouTube Premium, for the longest time. To get full... Like... And now they're just like, oh, just one more $1. Just another $2. I'm just like, no!
Nothing is safe.
You know, Wes,
nothing is safe.
As someone that's been subscribed to YouTube TV since it was $35 a month.
Oh, yeah.
True. Yeah.
It's now more than double the price.
But that's TV. Like,
yes, but it's more than doubled in price, and the channels haven't expanded.
Yeah, well,
no.
But I hate it.
I mean,
anyway,
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say that what you have is not bad by any means, because it still sucks. It's just that's just the way of subscription models typically go. Is it's gonna get more expensive, unfortunately.
Yep.
All right. Unless anyone has anything else to say about YouTube Premium going up, we'll move on.
This is yet another reason why you should never get so embedded in a particular platform that you can't shop somewhere else. Listener, there's your takeaway from this piece of news.
You're not
one
wrong.
of our mantras here on calling all platforms, and heck yes, still true.
Yep, still. Well, let's move on to some Microsoft news. Let's talk about Microsoft rewards, guys.
Oh, must we?
Yeah, well, my account is still restricted, so that's fun. Because AI thinks I'm naughty, I guess.
Mine's actually been working pretty well the last couple weeks. It's been nice.
Like, I can still get the points, but I can't spend the points. So.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on. Well, Microsoft Rewards they're going through some changes. They've been doing a lot of changes, but they are quietly, quote unquote, increasing the cost of the gift cards. And they're going to reverse daily set point changes. So, yes, this is going to be great. But also, they are adding another tier to the levels. You remember that there's like a level 1 tier rewards, level 2, 1 and 2. Well, there's now a level 3. So, yeah. It's just they say it's gonna get a whole lot better, but they're just splitting all the tiers and stuff's costing more. So I don't know how this is better, but so basically the tiers are going to be now, instead of level 1, level 2, they're going to call it member, silver, and gold. So, yeah. Things are going to cost more, but here's where you can earn more. That they're saying, which is good. You can, when you get to gold, you can actually earn 7 times more points. But things cost more, so really you're not.
Doesn't really matter in that regards.
But don't worry, you're going to be able to earn 7 times more to cover that. I guess I don't know.
Sure.
This is another one of those that's just, man, this is not my year. It's a couple of years with stuff I have, I guess.
I don't really know why I keep doing it. Okay, I do. The only reason I keep doing the rewards points is because I am currently at an 868-day streak. And I'm like,
are you?
Yeah. It's like, I don't want that to end. And that's the only reason I keep doing these rewards points, because it doesn't, the payout has gotten less and less every time I've gone to do something. I'm like, oh, that is not great. So it's like, why do I keep doing this?
Guess what I reached? I hit over 1,000, and I did 1,000. I'm at 1,047.
Nice.
Yeah. Now that I hit my 1,000, I'm kind of like, So I've actually thought about this. I'm like, I want to see if I just don't do anything on it for like a month, to see if they'll actually take away the restriction, if you will. Just to see if that AI that thinks I'm doing bad things. Because I don't do the searches anymore on either mobile or the PC. I just do everything on their little Bing thing and the Xbox, and that's it. But yet it thinks I'm. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yes, listener, Xbox is increasing the Xbox gift card costs, but they're going to let you, if you get to gold status, you'll be able to earn those points. So, yes, I'm not going to say yay, because, costs are going up. Let's move on to some general tech news. Listener, do you work for a shoe company? Have you considered talking to your boss into switching to AI? Did I just read that?
Yes, you did.
Did I just read that?
Because, listener, that happened about a week and a half ago. So there's a company, a shoe company, that the brand name is Allbirds. Now, I had actually never heard of this shoe company until this happened. Apparently, they were relatively quite popular for a while. Like, the article I read says they were once a $4 billion shoe company. Like, they were making lots of money off these shoes. And they've, I guess, slowly started to not make as much money on shoes. So they sold the shoe part of the business to, I don't even remember who they sold to, but they sold the shoe part of the business and have rebranded as, they're called New Birds, or New Bird, I think, or something like that. And they're getting into GPU as a service.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we have all this warehouse space. What should we do? Oh, we could turn it into a data center, basically. Actually, at this point, it's a GPU AI center is really what it is. And that is one of the craziest pivots I've ever seen a company make. Like, you go from making shoes to AI, and it's not like it's their own AI. It's like, no, you AI companies can use our GPU. Like, we're going to buy the GPUs, and you can just use them. Pay us to use our compute power to do your own AI. Huh?
Yep.
What?
Wild.
This is wild. So, what? I just don't understand.
I can't. This is one of those, like, I can't wait at some point in the future to look back on this moment and be like, hey, remember that shoe company that made the worst business decision in the history of the world since the dot-com bubble burst and switched to doing AI right before the bubble popped? I'm hoping that's what's about to happen. So,
yeah.
What a wild decision to make.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to talk about on this. I just had to bring it up because it's like,
oh yeah,
what?
Psychotic. It's psychotic.
That's interesting. Like, who? So if they're so they still make shoes.
Nope, they sold that.
They sold the shoe thing.
Business.
So do they contract to say, quote unquote, let's say Microsoft, to use them as a data center, or did they? How?
No, they're selling GPU as a service, right? They are going to be a provider of AI capable GPUs that people can connect to via the cloud and use them as a provider, which is crazy given that you can't buy GPUs right now.
Yeah.
Because of all the AI data center crap. And AI data centers are getting canceled or postponed or shut down left and right because nobody wants this stuff to actually exist. And so they can't actually make it happen because there's no money in it. This is such a, like, somebody at this company looked at the market as it stands currently and made what I think is probably the most fiscally irresponsible decision they could have possibly made.
Wow. That's
like, instead of reinvesting in, like, hey, let's manufacture things that people buy because that's the only thing that's going to make anybody money in 5 years, because all of the services that currently exist are going to implode. No, they just went, you know what? Screw manufacturing. We're a services company now. And not even like for consumers, for people who make services. We are a services for the services makers company. And it's terrible. This is such a dumb idea. So if you work at this company, just go ahead and brush up your resume, start looking for a new job now. They won't be around for long.
Yeah. Like, as it says in this article that I'm reading, it says they've pivoted to an AI compute infrastructure. That's all it is. It's not their own AI. It's not their own data. They're not doing any of the work. They're just putting in the infrastructure for other people to use.
Amazing.
Yep.
Which, I mean, in their defense, it's not, I can't say it's the worst idea because you're not the one worrying about any of the AI crap going around. You're just saying, hey, we've got the infrastructure that you can use. Pay us to use it. I mean, I kind of understand the idea behind it, why it potentially would work. I just think it's not going to work at all. That's, So, I mean, yeah, it's a really strange pivot. I think it's a stupid idea. I very minutely understand the idea behind it. It's just, this is the exact wrong time. Like 5 years ago, this would make sense to do that. Maybe, yeah. Because 5 years ago, you could have bought the GPUs to do this. Now you can't. So it's very strange.
It is. I'm just flabbergasted. So I hopped on and I just typed this in and I was like, can I make money if I turn my shoe factory into an AI data center? And I did this for Copilot, so this will be interesting. And I'm looking through here and it's giving me step by step, step one, overview of opportunity. Obviously it's funny because the first thing it says pivoting to a shoe factory into an AI data center is theoretically possible, as evident by the recent cases like Albert's. But it's not giving me an answer, but it's telling me how to do it. But then it says, risk comparison. So market stability, the shoe factory, moderate, predictable, AI data center, volatile, high growth, but speculative. And it's giving me all this stuff. It's interesting, but it doesn't say, it's not giving me numbers. And I was hoping it would just give me numbers like, oh, the shoe factory on average is this, but it's not giving me, because I want to know, you know what? Here, ask a follow-up.
Listen, it's going to make up those numbers.
I know. I want to say, can I make numbers for you money? I know. Here's some. No, I want to be like, I just wanted to answer. Can I make money if I build? Oh gosh, come on, type, man. Build a AI data center. Just give me that. I want to see. Come on, Copilot. Come on, Copilot. Let's see what you say. Market opportunity. So they were in 2025 AI-driven data centers were valued at $13.6 billion, with a growing rate of 28%. Let's see, ROI within. No, come on, give me something better. This is really good broadcasting, I know right now. But I just wanted the numbers. I just want the numbers.
Here's your problem, Wes. You're using Copilot.
Yeah, I know. What I should use the next. I should type this into everyone. Do Copilot.
You need to open up. MS Paint. Use that version of Copilot. I heard that's the good one.
MS Paint's a good one.
I heard that's the good one.
Oh.
Hey, you want to know what doesn't have Copilot slapped into every single piece of software? Linux. Just throw that in here.
I just wanted numbers, and it's not interesting. Well, here's an interesting number. AI data centers generate roughly $12.50 revenue per watt annually. Interesting. Anyway, we can move on. I just was curious if I get a better answer.
No.
There you go. I used Copilot, guys.
Worked out so well.
What a useful AI, tool you've created,
Microsoft.
Hey, AI, can you tell me if AI makes money? Well, you could. Let's go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about the new Moto G Stylus.
Yeah, listener, this is not typically a phone that we would normally talk about. It's a Moto G Stylus. It's not anything fancy, and this one still isn't anything fancy. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because at a starting price of $500, Motorola is doing something that Samsung stopped doing last year and also continued to not do this year with their S25 and S26 Ultra phones that come with a stylus. This stylus is like what Samsung used to put in their phones. Like it connects via Bluetooth. It's got all the extra fancy features that made the S Pen so good for so many years. Whereas the S25 and S26 S Pens, they stopped doing that for some reason, and so many people hated it. So it's like, okay, if for some reason you are the user that really enjoyed having the nice S Pen on your phone, this is an alternative if you want to, I guess, I mean, depending on what phone you have, this isn't going to be an upgrade. It's going to be more of a side grade. But if you want a newer model, because, I mean, this is, again, it's a $500 phone, so it is definitely cheaper than the S series of phones. But the specs also, correlate with that price. It's got the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, so it's a mid-range chip. It does have a 5,200 milliamp hour battery, so that's pretty good. It's got a decent-sized battery. But it's nothing... Yeah. I mean, it's not bad by any means, because, again, it does compete well in that price range, but you're not getting flagship specs here. But you are getting that better stylus. So that's why I wanted to bring this up. It's like, if you were one of those customers that liked having that option, like having the fancy stylus that actually, has features to it, you can use it to take a picture remote, like as a remote type control type thing. You get that here for less than half the price. I mean, the Ultra, I think the starting price on the Ultra is $1,300, $1,400. It's ridiculously expensive. This is nearly $1,000 less. And they're giving you the better stylus. So that's not a bad option. Yeah. Even if you wanted to just give it a shot for a couple weeks, $500, that's not much for a phone nowadays.
Yeah, it really is. As time goes on, the more I look at Motorola and think to myself, you know what? I appreciate a smartphone manufacturer who is paying any attention at all to the value proposition of their devices. Is it going to be the best smartphone? No. But is it going to be the best value smartphone? That's a good possibility,
Yeah. And I mean, Motorola, for the longest time, probably the last 6, 7, 8 years, they've really been killing it when it comes to the budget phones. That sub $300 phones, they own the market in that area. And they've been doing really, really well when it comes to those phones. They've had struggles when it comes to the $500, $600, or flagship. I can't even really say they've had any decent flagships for that time, because if they've had one, it's been okay, but it's nothing fancy by any means. So I would love to see Motorola kind of try to get back into this space. And they've I want to say they've done that. There's been I think this past year they did come out with a new flagship phone in that $800 price range. I can't remember what it was. So obviously, it wasn't anything special, but I would like to see them try again in this space, because their phones typically, for the price, are a good value. Like Caleb said, what you're paying for and what you get is usually pretty good. So I would like to see Motorola try to compete again with the likes of Google and Samsung and Apple, and have that $800 to $1,000 flagship and have the specs there to match that price. But if, again, you don't want to spend that much money, or you miss the really good stylus that Samsung used to give you, this is a really good, inexpensive option.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and we'll move to the next one. Let's talk about some gaming. So, listener, we're going to talk about some Xbox. There's been a lot of... Okay, listener, let's start here. There's been a new CEO at Microsoft, or not Microsoft, I apologize, Xbox, right? And there's been all sorts of things that have come out to where a CEO is looking at stuff. And there's one that I laugh at. I laugh at a lot, but I was like, okay, let's turn this into something. So one of the things that came out that we were talking about was the CEO is looking at Game Pass and says that Game Pass is too expensive.
Yep. The CEO is correct.
And I'm like, I sit there and think, I'm like, yeah, glad you're here at the party. Sweet.
Yeah. Here's the thing. She wasn't the one who made the decision to raise the price to where it currently is.
Correct.
So her coming on board, looking at it and going, guys, this doesn't make sense the way you've got it priced, and that's why your subscription numbers are dropping and you're not making more money, is just refreshingly honest.
Yes.
And honestly, this moment right here, I feel like does a great job of reinforcing everything I said when she was first placed as the CEO of Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of tell from her behavior, she's committed to doing her best job with this. She's committed to doing what she can. Whether or not that's enough, whether or not she's given enough ability to do that from her higher-ups, unanswered questions still. But at least she's trying. This looks like she's trying still. It's good. It's good.
No, it's good. And so what I wanted to do, and I want to talk about Game Pass and Xbox, since this, right now, everyone is speculative. If you go to any kind of gaming talking people, they're just, I don't know how some of these people could talk an hour about this news and speculate. And I was like, what would be fun? Let us kind of look at this and speculate, but what we would like to see, or we would see what's happening. So, for example, one of the big things they were talking about is in the code that's been found in Microsoft has hinted at Game Pass. They call it Triton as a code name, and also the Duet tier. And those are code names that someone has found that's leaked the code names to think what it was. Now, before we talked about Triton on the podcast, and Triton was if you just want to play Microsoft games tier. There's no EA Play. There's no cloud gaming. There's no Ubisoft. There's no Fortnite. It's just Microsoft games on there. We kind of talked about that, says that that's something that they could focus on. They also said that another one that's come out is Duet. Let's see. That one is one they were thinking of that came out, they were saying was also a subscription bundle with Netflix. Netflix, believe it or not, still has their mobile gaming stuff. So possibly something there. So my thought was, instead of us speculating that way and being like this, I was like, what would we want to see? What would we look at? And what's interesting is the things that I've been hearing is the stuff that I actually talked about for my wish list. Listener, if you listen to my wish list, it's the a la carte, if you will, choice of Game Pass, where you could choose what your subscription and be like, hey, I want the Game Pass games, or I apologize, I want the Microsoft games, but hey, I want to have my Fallout 76 subscription as well as my Warcraft subscription, and maybe some, you get to pick what you want to bundle together. And it's been interesting. And so I was like, hey, that might work. I mean, there's even times I'm like, man, it would just be nice because I don't play EA games. I don't play Ubisoft, and I don't play Fortnite. It would be nice that if I didn't have to pay for someone else to have this Fortnite, but if I was like, oh, I would rather just bundle this or this. So it would be kind of cool. But I don't know. With all this talk, what do you think, Caleb? Now, a recently trying to separate yourself from Game Pass and all of Microsoft.
You say trying like I haven't been completely successful. And I gotta be honest, it took me like a weekend to be completely successful.
Yeah.
Now, I recognize my position is a little bit unique. Most of my games are on Steam. The ones that aren't on Steam are on GOG and Epic mostly.
Yeah.
And very few games that I have are directly tied to Microsoft outside of Blizzard. The one game that is now on Battle.net, so I I don't care about Game Pass anymore. And I said it in the video I posted last week I finally posted a video on our YouTube channel. I said it in there. Microsoft could offer me a free computer at this point, and I would not switch back to Windows. Nope. Now, from that perspective, I'm on the record, listener, as several years ago, making the statement that I felt like Game Pass was one of the best deals in gaming, because for a relatively small amount of money every month, you got a huge library of games and new stuff constantly being added to it. I am starting to shift into the perspective on that I have already shifted into on TV and movie streaming services and even music streaming services to an extent, which is, from a macro perspective, that I am starting to dig out all of my DVDs and CDs. I'm super happy that I never got rid of those things. I went and bought an old CD player to hook up to a stereo in my house, and that's how I listen to a lot of my music these days, right? With games, I'm swinging back around to, I don't think subscription services are ever going to actually be good value, because doesn't matter how many games you have available to play via something like Game Pass, or how many movies you have available to watch via something like Netflix. It's not about a quantity. It really isn't. It's about quality, and
True.
What is going to be good quality for you, listener, is not going to make money for Microsoft. Ever. Under no circumstances. Frankly, you just don't have enough money. And so they're never going to care about you specifically as an individual. And so your best bet for entertainment and getting good value for your money in terms of entertainment is to just buy things and own them, because that way you've got your replay value, you've got your ability to go back and recycle and rehash and everything. And that allows you to, even if the initial product was not that good, if you're still able to get your money's worth out of it over an extended period of time, then it's fine, right? The number of movies that I have purchased that are just kind of okay, and then it's fine because I got a laugh out of watching it that one time. And then I invited a bunch of friends over and we got a laugh out of watching it together. And then a different group of friends and we got a laugh out of watching it to them. And then I was able to give it as a gift to somebody who I knew would get a laugh out of watching what is, generally speaking, a bad movie. Okay, I got my money's worth out of that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But that movie, that bad movie, sitting on Netflix and me paying a monthly subscription for it, I'm never going to get value out of that, right? Because I'll look at the star rating on Netflix and never watch it and never enjoy it, but I'm paying for the privilege of never actually enjoying it. So that's kind of my macro perspective on streaming services, and that is, over the past couple of years, I would say has filtered into my perspective on Game Pass as well, where I do think it is overpriced. It's no longer the best value in gaming, because at this point it's all like, hey, just to buy whatever AAA from last year is on sale this month instead of paying for Game Pass for a month. You do that for a couple of years, you're going to have a giant library of games you'll never finish, right? Speaking as the person who has a giant library of games. I'm never going to finish.
Yep.
At last count, well over 400 or 500 something. I don't know. It's a huge pile, right? So yeah, like that is what you should do instead of paying for Game Pass right now. If they were to go back to the launch price of Game Pass without significantly cutting down on the features and the number of games available to you, then I still suppose it makes sense for the type of people who are only ever going to play a game for a few minutes here and there, and that they just constantly want new stuff available to them, but they don't want to deal with like freemium mobile games or something like that. But I kind of can get it from that perspective, but I don't think that's how most people play games. I think most people play games in a way where it just makes a heck of a lot more sense to just buy one. To just pick one, buy it, spend 6 months playing that game. It's not like you're spending 8 hours a day playing it most of the time. And if you are the type of person who is spending 8 hours a day playing a game, all right, there's some free games that you could be dumping your time into on that. Another YouTube video. Go watch our YouTube video about Warframe.
There you go.
You can play that entire game and unlock pretty much all of the content without ever paying a dime. And the developer just they encourage it. It's nuts. That's such a cool developer-player relationship over there. And if you are playing games constantly, you want a giant pile of content, and you don't want, in terms of value, that kind of thing is where you should be focusing your attention. And Game Pass just doesn't make that much sense anymore, because you're paying, like you were saying, Wes, you're paying for stuff that you're not using, you'll never use, you're never going to derive value from it to the extent that you would if you would just buy a game.
Right.
And there are some games you can only play via subscription. You're big into WoW or something like that, then I get it. And it's like, if that's the kind of thing that, I want to pay for these big MMORPGs or whatever, then I don't know. Maybe if they were to release a tier where those multiple subscriptions are bundled together and the whole thing is cheaper than paying for them each individually, then go for it. But just the concept of Game Pass as a whole anymore, you're paying for so much trash that you're never even going to give a second look at. And I just think you'd be better off just buying fun little indie games every month. Or whatever AA or AAA from last year, the year before, happens to be on sale that month. Just buy those and enjoy the game. Enjoy the games. Enjoy owning the games. Play the games you buy. Buy the games you want to play and play the games you buy. Stop paying for subscriptions for stuff that you're never ever going to give a second look to. That's where I'm coming down on it. Which, man, I feel like, now that I've said all this, I feel like I should probably do a YouTube video going over this whole thing, because I have thoughts.
You should. Well, so, like, with you bringing that perspective and everything, that's a great perspective to have. Because, like, and then, I think about this, because I'd like to think you and I are not the norm on gaming. Because you got, like, me, like, even me, like, I do subscribe to Game Pass, quote unquote. I use rewards for the next 2 years. Okay, yeah. So let's be real. But
does that count? You decide.
Yeah, you decide. And so, but I am in the ecosystem, and I'm like, if I didn't have Game Pass, I still have a library of purchased license. I'm just going to call it that, purchased license to play these games, which is fine, and to me, it's like you said, I hope for tiers. I guess what I'm trying to get to answer my question, like, what I'd like to see is the tiers is choice. Cause like, I maybe used cloud gaming once or twice. And that was once when it first showed up, and I gave my phone to Caleb and say, play Gears of War 4. Isn't this cool? At the beginning of when we recorded a podcast, and that was once, and twice was another time just to try something on. Oh, my Xbox can do cloud gaming. Yep, it can. Okay, I'm going to play this installed game now.
Yep.
I don't want to pay for that. Now, yep. Now, granted, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying that it's not good, but someone else could take advantage of that. But I don't want to pay for it. Me, I'm like, and even now, I'm like, yes, I want the Xbox games, but Now this year, yes, I would like the date and date games because big games are coming this year. I would like that. But for a while there, I'm like, I'm playing the same Blizzard games that are already out. Do I really need day and date games? So
exactly.
So, I know we're different, but I would like to see, I don't know if you want to do tiers or if you want to do, here's Game Pass as a base and then you build your bundle. Like, do you want cloud gaming? Do you want to this, like, sure, have the Fortnite thing for the Fortnite people, have the EA people. But this is the thing, like, yes, I have played a Ubisoft game, but I bought it. Yes, I have played the one, and the Ubisoft game that I bought was South Park Stick of Truth. And that was way like back on the 360. And I'm not going to subscribe just to play. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like you said, the Netflix movie thing. It's the same idea. And I'm just hoping for that sake, I would like, that's what I'd like, because me thinking like if games are going to be $80 this year, if I want to play Forza, $80. I want to play Gears, another $80. Want to play Fable, $80. And then Halo, I don't think that one's going to be 80. It's probably going to be a little less, but still, that's 8, 16, 24, almost $300. And I'm like, geez. So that's where I'm like, Game Pass would be nice, but
yeah. Or you can just accept that you're not going to play the latest games
bingo
every time when they come out. And do what I do and just wait a couple of years. Like, I still haven't bought Cyberpunk. It's ostensibly a really good game now.
I've heard lots of people like it.
I'm waiting for the Ultimate Edition to hit below 50%, which the winter sale on GOG did get down to 50%. It was like 51% for the off, or 49% off for the Ultimate Edition, which means I'm hopeful that the summer sale, a little bit later, will be more than 50% off. And at that point, I'm going to buy it and then probably not play it for like 3 years. So,
guys, if you realize we're older and we don't care about FOMO. So that's one thing you got to listen to. We don't care about FOMO.
Listen, if there is a skill that I could give to everyone in order to make their gaming life better, is getting rid of the idea of FOMO. Like, if you can just, it's okay to miss out. And honestly, you don't really have to miss out. Just go watch a YouTube video of somebody talking about it. Go watch some reviews. Go watch some gameplay. You can be involved with the conversation. You just have to lead with, now I haven't played it, but this is what I've seen, and this is what it looks like. Let's discuss. You can totally do that. It is okay. Anybody who gets upset, you have my permission to punch them in the face. And that's totally fine. Like,
that's the new slogan. Just punch them in the face.
And if you do that, then you can, over the course of a few years, just shop in the sales, spending a little bit of money here and there for honestly probably well under $400 to $500. You can get well over 500 games. I just checked between my Epic and GOG and Steam libraries. I'm at about 530 something.
Wow, nice.
Games. So that does not count physical games, which I own, which to be fair, it's a lot less than I used to have because I don't have a CD drive anymore.
Yeah, CD drives.
What am I supposed to do with those?
Oh. Have you made, speaking of that, your Diablos, did you make an ISO of them or something to put them on the drive?
Well, so Diablo 2 I'm still playing on my Linux box because I was able to just copy the entire installation off of my Windows drive onto Linux, and it just runs.
Nice.
I can just run it via Lutris, and Proton
That's cool.
handles it. Actually, no, I'm not even using Proton. Wine handles it, and it runs and everything's fine. I could not get Lutris to install the thing from the BattleNet keys off of Blizzard's website. So that didn't work. But because I already had it installed on Windows, and I could just copy that installation over, no problems. So
cool.
Yeah, even there, old stuff just, I swear by it. Old stuff is great.
I mean, if you've noticed, everyone else is thinking the same. If I saw this is a side tangent, sorry. But I did see that a lot of people are what was the quote? Downgrading exceptionally. People are buying all sorts of old stuff, old PCs, DDR4, DDR3, putting builds together of computers and doing it that way. I'm like, I love that. I love that.
I think the future of gaming is, ironically, the past. I think that you're going to have a lot of people building very underpowered PCs so that they can install Linux on them as a free operating system, set them up to emulate, and then just getting a whole bunch of old crap and playing that. Because there's tons of it, and it's so good. So many good old games.
It's true.
That I think that there is a future in that as the gaming you do. No need for a subscription. You don't even need to buy new games. Just old ISOs, old ROMs. Pick them up at thrift stores. Pick them up off of eBay. Yard sales. Hit the high seas. I don't care how you want to do it. Just set up a Linux box to emulate and go to town. And there's a lot of good options there. And if you want to buy digital stuff, cool. Steam has a ton of old games. GOG, literally the name of the site. Good old games. That's what it was, and that they're still doing it. So yeah, I think there is a big future in looking to the past for video games, because it's not to say that there aren't good games coming out. Sorry, like Baldur's Gate 3 is not that old. Silksong just happened. You know, there's a lot of good games. Expedition 33, all worth playing. I'm not making the argument that there are not good games that are worth playing right now, but maybe just pick up one of those per year and play through it, enjoy it, and then play a bunch of old stuff, you know?
Agreed, 100%. No, like I said, I'm weirdly back playing old games right now, so older games, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much kind of what I wanted to talk about, like Game Pass, all these rumors, because I think there's just been so much more rumors and people trying to speculate, especially like all these changes and everything, and I just kind of wanted to bring it more down to earth, like, what do we think we want and where are we at? And listener, we gave it to you, so hopefully that gives you more insight, and hopefully you'll be able to not have so much FOMO. That is, take that away and be able to enjoy your gaming. So, all right, let's move on to this next thing here. Netflix has a new gaming app for kids.
Yeah. So, Wes, you kind of mentioned the like Netflix for gaming type situation. I mean, they do have a gaming app. I don't know how good it is or if it's worth having.
Never tried it.
But they're coming up with a new one, and this one is called Netflix Playground. And it is geared specifically to kids. Like, and based on what I'm like screenshots I've seen and some of the games that it looks like it has, it's geared towards like even like your toddler age kids. Like in this article, it says 8 and younger is what they're gearing this app for. And they're saying it has no ads whatsoever, which that's good. Thank you, Netflix, for doing that, because you have to have a Netflix subscription in order to like you can download the app without one, but you have to sign in order to, do anything on the app.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of the game, like the screenshots and things that I've seen, it's like has games based off of characters that your kids are going to know. Like they have a Peppa Pig game, some Sesame Street stuff, Dr. Seuss, things like that. So, like, and they look like the games you would expect that age group to want to play. Like, it kind of reminds me of what I've seen my kids doing on, like, the PBS website. Some of the games that are there. Like, that's kind of what this looks like. And if that's all it is, honestly, I think this is probably going to be a slam dunk for Netflix. This is pretty smart on their part, I think. And if it goes as smoothly as they want it to, and they keep it like no ads, age appropriate, all that stuff, and it's just included with whatever Netflix subscription you have, that's fine. I think this is not a bad idea. I don't necessarily love that Netflix is doing it, but I think it's going to be fine. I don't think this is going to be like YouTube Kids where they've had so many just not good situations pop up on videos with YouTube Kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be fine when it comes. It looks very reminiscent to what PBS has done on their website and what apps you can download from them when it comes to the games that are there and content that's there. I think it's going to be along those lines. And if that's all it is, not a bad thing, in my opinion.
Maybe that's why they raised the price for a minute to pay for that. Now they can bring the price back down.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, bring it back down, and then, just makes sense. No, it doesn't.
No. When have you ever heard of, this place lowered their prices? No, that's not a thing.
Nope. I didn't. It's not. All right. Let's go ahead and move to one of our favorite and newest segments, The Bright Side of Life.
Welcome to the bright side of life. Hey! Hey! Jump in!
All right, listener, The Bright Side of Life. We really enjoy this. With all the things that we talk about, whether it's good, bad, terrible subscriptions, great subscriptions, which has never happened, we always like to end with the bright side of life because you just need it. And we're going to start off today with Landen.
Yeah, so, listener, this is obviously becoming a theme with me. Sports. That's, sports is... I like sports. Whatever. That's fine. But my bright side of life for right now is the NHL Playoffs started this weekend, and
pretty good.
Playoff hockey is just so much fun. And I do have a team that I support, and they are in the playoffs, and I'm very much looking forward to watching them. But
who's your team?
The Utah Mammoth is my team that I like to root for, and they have been a lot of fun to watch this season, especially, and they've made the playoffs. Looking forward to that. But just playoff hockey in general is just fun. It's just fun. You can tell these players really, really care about what they're doing when they're in the. They care about what they're doing all the time, but once they get playoffs, it's just a whole different level. It's fun. So that's my bright side of life this week is playoff hockey is here again.
Maybe that's what I need to watch. I've been wanting to watch something like that with my kids, and last time I tried to watch, at first I was like, back in the day, I remember we used to watch Utah Jazz all the time, and NBA and the playoffs. That was fun. And I started watching it, just kind of me for a little bit, and I'm like, that's just not the same NBA.
No,
I don't want to watch it. And then, listener, believe it or not, I'm not really into football. The only reason I keep track of certain teams is to text someone and be like, "Hey, your team lost." That's it. That's it. Let's say stir the crap, if you will. But I never thought NHL. I should take a look at that. So thanks, Landon. All right, next would be me, a bright side of life listener. I really enjoy. I'm just gonna say Audible. Not so much Audible itself, but I really enjoy listening to books, and that's the thing that I use is Audible. So that's why I say Audible. Because there's so many biographies, so many things I love to listen to. For example, not only am I going through a bunch of books, say, because we've talked about Warcraft, I'm going through the Warcraft books is kind of a fun thing. But I also, certain actors or actresses or things that had a book, for example, say like Chris Farley. All of Chris Farley's brothers put together a book about him and things, and that was fun to listen to. It's also fun to listen to things that have happened on stage for certain movies that have been put together, that people have been putting things together that I enjoy listening to those. Michael J. Fox just came out with a book that he put out. What's the name? I think it was called Future Boy. I can't remember. Yeah, I believe it's called Future Boy. Just talks about him being main parts of being not only on the #1 show that he was on, but also filming Back to the Future, the #1 movie in America for a while. And it was kind of a cool thing to listen to. Or Daniel Stern. He created Daniel Stern is Marv from Home Alone, one of the Wet Bandits. He made a book, and it was fun to listen to his story and things like that. And I enjoy it because I could be doing something and listening to that, not only podcasts, but sometimes it's nice to hear about the books. I also listened to the recent book that Jason Schreier did on Blizzard Entertainment called Play Nice. It's pretty cool. So, Audible. I don't know if you guys listen to books or if you actually read books, but I like to call it Wes reading. So whenever I say I read a book, you know exactly what it is.
I listen to it.
Yeah.
Wes reading.
It counts.
I mean, that's how I have to read books nowadays. I don't have time to just sit down and read a book. I wish I did, but I don't. So if I'm going to quote unquote read a book, it's going to be audiobook, listening to it. And listener, what I would recommend, I mean, Audible is a good service. They offer a lot of different books the price is what it is. It's a subscription, but you do get a lot of options there. One thing I would look into, though, if you have a local library, there's an app called Libby, where all you need is a library card. You put in your information, and you can get ebooks, audiobooks, like all sorts. And it works just like a library, where you have to, if it's not available, you have to wait a little bit. But then you put a hold on it, and then you can get it, and you have it for a set amount of time. You can renew that set amount of time, just like a library book. And it's great. Now, I don't use this a ton, but my wife uses it all the time. Like, she listens to and reads books a lot more often than I do. So she uses it a ton. And you can even, like, if you have friends that live in different areas that have different access to different libraries, you can put their information in as well and get access to potentially more books that way. So, like, if you live in a smaller place that maybe your library doesn't have as much stuff, say you have a friend that lives in a bigger city with a bigger library, you could put their stuff down in your Libby app, and there all of a sudden you have access to more stuff. But I mean, yes, again, Audible is great service, but there's also this one if you can't afford Audible, or if you just want a different variety of options to look for. There you go.
And if you're also looking for free audiobooks, gotta mention LibriVox, which is an offshoot of the Gutenberg project, which is essentially just taking public domain works and making them available to people for free because they're in the public domain. LibriVox is audiobooks of public domain works that have been recorded by volunteers and are just hosted for free. You can download the files and listen to them however you would like. There are some apps that will let you kind of manage it that way. And obviously, it's only stuff that's in the public domain, which generally speaking means it's works that are 100 years old or older.
Yeah.
So, it's old stuff. But if you want to get into reading the classics, it's cheap and easy way to do that. And a lot of the readers are quite good, like in terms of being narrators for audiobooks, though you will occasionally come across somebody who is just not.
Yeah.
So, maybe don't listen to their stuff, but there's definitely some good ones on there as well.
Landen, that one, Libby, is it LBBY?
Yep.
Just looked it up. I'm going to try that, actually, because I was looking to canceling Audible. I know, but what's nice is I get to keep all the books, even if I cancel it. So that I always thought that was nice from Audible. But I was like, hey, if this will give me what I want, listener, look at that. I'm learning right off the podcast. Let's be real. I learned a lot from this. But anyway, Audible, Wes reading, we'll call it that. Caleb, your turn.
Yeah. So Bright Side of Life may not necessarily sound like Bright Side. And just so we're clear, I'm not necessarily grateful for the larger structures in place around this thing that I am happy about. But ER staff the folks that staff and work in emergency rooms that are knowledgeable, competent, calm, reassuring, friendly, kind, and willing to help you out when you really need it. A lot of appreciation for those folks this week. We had a bit of a bike wreck with my youngest, resulting in enough damage that there were definitely stitches needed and possible damage to his Achilles tendon. So we ended up in the ER for that. Stitching was definitely needed. The tendons are fine. No broken bones either. So long term, everything went about as well as it could have gone for something that landed us in the ER. But just, it's nice to know that you end up going to a place like that, especially with a small child who is in a lot of pain and scared and just generally not having a good time. There's a lot of people there that are specifically there because they want to help them feel better. And yeah, that's a bright side, even to sucky situations.
So, yeah.
Good. Awesome. Well, listener, that brings us to the end of the episode. Unless, Landen, you got one more thing for us?
Yahoo! Yep.
I guess so.
Yep, I do. Now, I couldn't remember if we had talked about this before or not. And I did remember, I don't think we have talked about this on the podcast itself. So, bring it up. LG, phone company you may have heard of, listener. Well, they're no longer around anymore, unfortunately. We've talked about this as early as this episode. They apparently, before they closed up their phone business, were working on a rollable phone that has now come to light in the way of Jerry Rig Everything on YouTube. Zach is his name. He somehow got a hold of one of these phones, and it's fantastic. Like, he actually does not do his typical destroy type testing on this phone.
I would have been so pissed if he had done that.
I think a lot of people would have. But he does do a teardown. He kind of takes it apart and shows you how things work, like the mechanism, how the gearing and all that stuff works. It's really cool. And this phone, if only LG could have released, I'm not saying this would have saved the company by any means, but this is why we loved LG, because at the time they were just throwing random crap at, they released the LG, what was it? The Flip? Is that what they called that?
The Wing.
Or the Wing. That's what, the LG Wing. A phone that would slide into a T, basically. It was a weird phone, but a cool phone. And this one, it rolls out, it expands out to give you a bigger display rather than having a fold. And it's just a really cool phone. And yeah, Zach and Jerry Everything got a hold of one of these, made a video on it, and it's really cool. Also, MKBHD did also get one somehow again. And he doesn't do he does more of a typical review type video on the phone, which both these videos are really interesting to watch. So I would recommend both of them. I will put links to both of them in the show notes, because I would go for Zach's video first to see the mechanism and how it all works, and then go watch Marquez's video on the software and all that other stuff behind the phone. But either way, what could have been if Motorola would have lasted just 6 more months, we could have had this phone. Because the software that's in it, everything about this phone it looks like it was ready to launch, and then they just stopped. So yeah, I think 6 more months and we would have had this phone.
Yeah.
And it's really disappointing because it's a cool phone.
Dang it. It's all right.
Maybe. I mean, it's not the best One More Thing, just for the fact that we can't buy this phone.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's a cool phone.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, listener, this is now officially the end of the episode. We appreciate you listening to this episode and many more that you've listened to. If you want to get a hold of us, you can over at our social media platforms, as well as our new website at callingallplatforms.com. You can check out the new YouTube videos that are over on our YouTube channel, and possibly another one.
I posted some. Oh gosh, don't promise that. In 6 months.
I mean, we got 2, so holy cow.
Do the stream. Well, yeah, it's been 6 months between those 2, so give me another 6 months. I'll get another one out.
Check out the YouTube video, like, subscribe, do whatever there, listener, and have a good week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.